You're killing yourself in the gym, you go on the scale, but the numbers on the scale don't change. Nothing happens. Maybe you've even gained more weight. Seriously, what am I doing wrong? The problem isn't that you've not been working out hard enough. You've been using the wrong tool for the job. Look, if your goal is to lose weight, you probably have told yourself, I'm going to exercise more. So you start going to the gym an extra day in the week and you stay a bit longer. Maybe you add some cardio at the end of your workout and you tell yourself this time it has to work. Because honestly, burning more calories should mean losing more weight. But then a few weeks go by, you go on the scale and nothing happens. So now you're exhausted, you're more frustrated than ever, and you sit there wondering, seriously, what am I doing wrong? The problem isn't that you've not been working out hard enough. The problem is that you've been using the wrong tool for the job. Welcome to the channel. I'm Coach Hastings. Now, before you think I've lost my mind, I want to make one thing very clear. You're not doing anything wrong by exercising. In fact, if you want to lose weight, exercising feels like the most logical place you can start because exercise burns calories, right? And if weight loss is about creating a calorie deficit, then burning more calories should help to lose more weight. But if we are being real, your own experience in life is telling a different story. Because you've added some extra sessions, you've done some steps, and the results just haven't matched your effort. So maybe the question shouldn't be, how can I even exercise more? Maybe the better question is, am I expecting exercise to do something it wasn't actually designed to do? Because once you answer that question, everything else starts to make sense. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying exercise doesn't work. It does. Maybe it's not doing it in the way you've been expecting it to. Now think of it like trying to empty a swimming pool with a bucket while the tap is still running. You could scoop faster, you could work harder and give it everything you've got, but as long as the water keeps flowing in, you are fighting a battle you're never going to win with the bucket. And that's exactly what happens when you expect exercise to create your entire calorie deficit, because working harder doesn't always make fat loss easier. The obvious question now becomes, then why doesn't exercising more work the way I thought it should? Well, there are three reasons, and the first one surprises almost everyone. Think about how you feel after a brutal workout. You are drenched in sweat, you are exhausted, it feels like you've burned a massive amount of calories. And that's why so many people believe that exercise should be driving their weight loss. But here's the catch. Exercise usually burns way fewer calories than it feels it does. We judge a workout by how hard it felt and not by how many calories it actually burned. Imagine finishing a tough session and on your way home, you grab a large mocha and a muffin because you feel like you earned it. Without realizing it, you might have just eaten most or even all of the calories you burned in the gym. Now here's the second one. After a hard workout, it's completely normal to feel hungrier. Your body is simply trying to replace the energy that you used in the gym. But hunger doesn't always show up with a warning label. It arrives very quietly. It shows up as a slightly bigger dinner, or maybe sometimes you grab a handful of snacks, or you treat yourself because on that day you think you are good. And it's in those quiet decisions that you undo all the hard work. And the third thing, you can't keep adding more intensity forever. You can't simply keep adding more exercise every time your weight slows down. Eventually, you're going to accumulate more fatigue, life will get busy, and you'll hit the wall. And now, with all these things under the hood, it becomes unsustainable. Look, if you're working out this hard without results, it isn't because you're lazy and it isn't because you lack discipline. It's because you've been relying on the wrong tool to do most of the work. So what do we do instead? The first thing we need to change isn't our workout. It is what we expect workouts to do. We need to stop asking exercise to be the main driver of fat loss. Instead, let nutrition do the heavy lifting. Think about it. Which is easier, burning off an extra 400 calories in the gym or just not eating the 400 calories in the first place? That's why nutrition is the biggest lever you can pull for fat loss. Now, keep exercising. It's the best investment you can do for your health. It builds muscle, it boosts your mood, and keeps you strong. Just don't ask it to do a job that nutrition does better. So here's my challenge to you. Don't change everything at once. Just do one thing. Tomorrow morning, make your first meal a high-protein one. That's it. Don't worry about anything else. Don't even think about being perfect. Just start there. It's a small daily reminder that nutrition is king in creating a calorie deficit. And also, not because one meal is going to change your life, but because starting with one small habit is how lasting change begins. Nutrition creates the calorie deficit, exercise supports the journey. And when each tool does the job it was designed to do, fat loss becomes easier. So let me leave you with this. If you've been working out harder and harder in the gym, but the scale isn't moving, Stop blaming yourself. The problem was never that you weren't trying hard enough. You were simply asking exercise to do a job it was actually never designed to do. If this changed the way you think about fat loss, share this with someone who is stuck in that do more cycle without getting the results they're working so hard for. And if you enjoy practical, evidence-based fitness videos that help you understand your body instead of fighting it, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.